welcome to Catherine's Plate. I'm Catherine. Thank you so much for coming to my show today. This is Vlogmas day number 12 of 25. We're almost halfway there, y'all. Alright, I just want to throw out a reminder that on my 25th day of the Vlogmas series, I am going to be doing Q&As and shout outs. So I need the questions to come from you guys. So on my next 4 shows coming up right here, comment down below if you have any questions about my show. And if I answer them on my 25th day of show, I will do shout outs to y'all. Alright y'all, today it is all about Christmas tree brownies. I am going to be using a very basic brownie mix here in a box. If you want to make a homemade version, you can certainly do that. Alright, so what you're going to need besides your brownie mix, I've got some M&Ms here to decorate our trees. Got some candy canes. I've got sprinkles, and I've got vanilla frosting. You can use kind of any light frosting that you want. What I'm wanting to do is add food coloring to the frosting so that I can decorate our trees with it. Alright y'all, I'm going to start mixing our brownie mix and then we're going to go from there. Alright, so I went ahead and in my bowl I have my brownie mix, 2 eggs, 3 tablespoons of water, and half a cup of oil. I'm going to go ahead and mix this together. Now I do have my oven preheating at 350 degrees. Alright y'all, just make sure that you check the back of your box, your brownie box, and make sure that your ingredients, you're using what the ingredients say. Alright y'all, I am using a 9x9 pan. That way I get even cuts on my trees. But you can use an 8x8, or I wouldn't go to a 9x13 because it'll spread too thin and you won't be able to make the trees the way I'm going to be making them. Alright, so in my 9x9, I am putting parchment paper in the bottom of here. I kind of crunched it up so that it'll sit better in here. Alright, so that way it gets in the corners really good. I'm going to go ahead now and put my mixture into my pan. Alright, so I have my batter in my pan now. I'm going to go ahead and put it in my oven that's been preheating per the instructions on the back of the box. And I'm also going to put it in there for the timing that's on the back of the box. Make sure you read your box and follow those instructions. Alright y'all, I'll be back as soon as I have pulled this out of the oven and they have cooled completely. Alright y'all, so I've pulled my brownies out of the oven. They've been sitting for an hour, so we're going to get ready to cut them. Our next step is to add our vanilla frosting to a bowl. Now the vanilla will taste really good with the brownies, so that's a good flavor to have right there. Alright. To my frosting, I'm going to go ahead and add some green food coloring. So I'll just put about that much right there. Start with and see what color we get. Alright, so it's kind of light, so we're going to add another whirl here. There we go. Oh yeah, that's a pretty green right there, y'all. Alright, I had to go back in there and add another kind of drizzle of the green, but that's very nice. I've got a cup sitting here and I've put a piping bag in it, or you can use a Ziploc bag. Those work also. And what I'm going to do is just put all of my icing into the bag here. Alright, so I'm just going to roll my bag up now. Alright, perfect. Alright, since I used the parchment paper, you can see how easy it is to get that brownie right out of there. Alright, so you can peel the paper off. Alright, so I'm going to take my big long serrated knife here because it'll go the length of the brownie, and I want to make 3 rows. So just kind of make 3 even rows. So we're going to go right here. Alright. I'm 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, 117, 118, 119, 120, 1 and then we're going to focus on making our triangles. Now what we want to do is just take off an end right here. There we go. And then take off an end right there. Alright, so now we're going to make our triangles. So I have my icing ready to go, and I'm just going to draw light lines. Whatever you want to do, these are your trees. Alright y'all, now we're going to decorate our trees. But first we got to make them a tree, right? So we're almost there. So I have candy canes here. Now I've got the red and white striped ones, and then I found these pretty green and pink ones that are apple flavor. They're pretty cool. So what you want to do is peel off the wrapper and then just kind of snap off the curved part here. Like that, right? Maybe a little bit more. There we go. Okay. So what you want to do is just push your candy cane into the flat side of your tree. Alright, so now what I'm doing is I'm putting M&Ms on my tree, decorating it. Alright, y'all, my Christmas trees are done. Look at how pretty they look. Alright, it was just a basic brownie mix, and then I just mixed up some food coloring with some vanilla icing to pipe my green garland around my tree. And then I either put sprinkles, well, I did one with sprinkles, got carried away with the M&Ms. Put M&Ms on the garland to make the lights for the tree, and then I just used the bottom pieces of candy canes to kind of just push through the bottom end of the tree for the trunk. Alright y'all, thank you so much for coming to my show today. Make sure you give a comment down below and do questions, y'all. Okay, remember on my 25th Vlogmas day, I am going to do a Q&A with shout outs. So if you have questions about my channel, go ahead and list them down below. Alright, don't forget my thumbs up, y'all. Alright y'all, I will see you on the next episode.